Okay.
Hey, rock stars, welcome to the team call. As you know, we've had a shift happening amongst the world and amongst the United States, and tonight we're going to talk about it in the most compliant, non-compliant way possible, so we know how to help our friends in need to help them have the tools that we have in their hands, so they'll stop wasting so much money on things like toilet paper. So, Michelle, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to let you educate us on all the things.
All the things. Okay. So I may have everybody unmute as we finish up because I'm going to make this like a group participation because I truly believe like we have amazing minds within, like the more minds that are involved, the better when it comes to different things. And I want to teach you also, we talk about, compliance and such when it comes to this, coronavirus and such or COVID-19, whatever everybody's referring it to, the beer virus. So with that being said, I want to be able to provide you guys with guidance as far as the body systems, right? And how we talk about that. And, so I always say, what is the coronavirus, going to affect? They're saying it's affecting respiratory things, or they're talking about how it's affecting people, more people with like the diabetes or heart disease, or other respiratory, issues already. So with that being said, we need to focus on, okay, what body systems need supported? All right. So focus on that, focus on supporting the various body systems when you're talking about helping people that may start coming down with different things. Okay. So that's a great way to stay compliant. But with that being said, though, I am going to share this lovely little PowerPoint that I put together like on the whim. And hopefully it doesn't shut down my Wi-Fi and take too much power. Okay. And hopefully I didn't lose you guys.
No, we can hear you. You're breaking up just a little, but I think you'll catch up. Oh, maybe I lied. Oh, no. Michelle.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You there?
We can hear you. You can? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason it sounded like, or I had this weird notice. Okay. All right. So, first of all, oils don't kill viruses. They inhibit them from attacking the cells. So when it comes to, this is why we need to be preventative. And that's why I want to talk about, prevention here. We need to be preventative in nature of our lifestyle, because if we prevent stuff by reducing our toxic load and all those sorts of things, it's going to help our body be more adequately prepared, at a cellular level for optimal wellness. Okay. All great compliant language, right?
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Will you put your slideshow in presentation mode so we can see the whole screen?
Hold on. Let me see if I can
If you click slideshow up in that bar.
Oh, okay. I see I have two screens and that might be why it did that.
Oh, swap them, yeah. Oh, now you're muted, but we can see the whole thing.
Every time I do something, it mutes me. So, okay,
there
cool.
You go. There you go.
Thanks
we got
for that techie. Okay, we should be good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. Because it gave me a warning I was not able to be heard again. Okay. So we would love, so we would love for there to be more discussion about antiviral nature of oils. Now, I pulled all of this, you guys. There's a really smart guy, and I'm gonna claim I'm not smart here when it comes to these things, but there was a pharmacist on the Diamond page that started sharing some of this information. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of interesting. And he is saying that we've got some more work to do in looking at what the true power of our essential oils are when it comes to antiviral. These are superpower, in other words, and it really alerted him that there's a lot of greatness that we still haven't even found out about our oils. So that's cool. All right, so let me try to find my little button here. Okay, so my biggest thing and my biggest pet peeve is how many of your customers, whenever they get their little diffuser, they get their oils, and they're like, yeah, somebody's sick in the house, and we've been diffusing OnGuard. And that's it. That's all they do. They're diffusing OnGuard. They're not using them topically. They're not using them internally. And it's my biggest pet peeve. And yes, it's benefiting by, clearing and, sanitizing the air and that sort of thing. But if they're coming in contact with anything or touching the person or whatever, that just kills the airborne virus, right? Or airborne pathogens. What about all the topical stuff? What about when they come in contact with someone at Walmart? Yeah, we're diffusing in our homes, but yeah, we've been diffusing on.
Oh, wait, you muted yourself.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. There you go. We've been diffusing OnGuard. Keep going.
Okay. I think my computer's been doing it, so keep an eye on that. So we've been diffusing OnGuard, and all of a sudden, where somebody, gets sick, but we've been diffusing OnGuard, Michelle. And I'm like, have you been using them internally and topically? Because how is it going to get on or in your body? Right? So I want to stress that. So, okay, so here we go. Melissa oil, okay, is one of my absolute favorites when it comes to being antiviral, okay? It's great for colds and fevers and antiviral. It's going to help with cold sores. You guys, the herpes virus, I don't realize, herpes is a virus. It's also the same as like the Zonder virus. Also the cold sores. Those are all the same line, and they're all viruses that sit dormant in our body and affects our immune system, pull it down. So then when we do come in contact with, COVID-19, or we do come in contact with the flu virus or influenza, we are more likely to have an issue pop up because our immune systems are already being taxed, right? So Melissa is absolutely a godsend. So if you have your OnGuard Plus soft gels, of course, those are sold out right now, or not temporarily out of stock. You are blessed because there's Melissa in the OnGuard Plus soft gels. So definitely when those come back in stock, as wellness advocates, have those in your house. I've got 9 bottles and I wish I had more because we go through at least a full bottle or 2 every month with my family of 5 because everybody's taking at least 1 a day. Through the cold and flu season. Thyme oil, you guys, thyme, I always say when I explain about thyme oil is always good for wintertime health. So colds and flus and viruses. And then also think of things that are affecting your immunity, such as candida, parasites. Okay, it's going to be working against those and clearing those things out. Fatigue, stress, depression, asthma. I threw depression in there because if you're like low, at wintertime we get down in the dumps, our emotions affect how our immune system works, right? Asthma, okay, so respiratory. Thyme is really good. I still remember when I first started, within the first, I would say 6 months or so of starting, Laura, who signed me up, she had gotten, her grandmother had passed away. So there's a lot of emotion going on at that time for her family. Did I get muted again? Okay. Am I back up?
Yeah, you're good. I unmuted you. You're good.
Okay, thank you. So the thyme oil was so absolutely amazing because she'd just gotten that oil in for the first time. And she was dealing with all sorts of emotions related to her grandmother's death. And there was a lot of tension and anger kind of built up. When you go through the loss of someone, all of those emotions kind of come to rise. Second, she got that thyme oil. I'm going to tell you, she used that and it knocked that respiratory issue out of the way. So it's really good for like croup, pneumonia, asthma, and all of those other respiratory things. And I didn't hold on, let me grab my emotions book because thyme oil emotionally is amazing. I'm forgetting on the, caught me on the fly here, but it's the oil of releasing and forgiving. Okay, so let's oil of releasing. What do you want to release? The virus, get rid of it, right? Okay, so then black pepper is respiratory and lymphatic drainage. Okay, it's gonna help with that. It's cleansing, it helps with congested airways, muscle spasms, and then of course we have to exit the virus out of our body. So it's gonna help with constipation, diarrhea, gas. So, and then it's expectorant. So if you have a bad cough, you know, that's coming with all of these viruses or the flu, that's going to help with that too. Black pepper was one of them. On Dr. Hill had a, did anybody see Dr. Hill's video he did for, I think it was Taiwan? Yes, no, okay. So on that video, he mentioned black pepper was one of his favorites, mixed with, I believe it was copaiba. Those two together internally, a couple drops twice a day. Then yarrow palm. Okay, so I love yarrow, and if you don't have the yarrow capsules, those are amazing because of all the other little goodness and with the yarrow. So I would take those. If you're out of the OnGuard Plus soft gels, this is another option that I'd love to mention is the yarrow. But I've been putting this on my face every night. So it's, you go from invaded, like the virus is invading you, to shielded. And you can take it in a capsule. You can, you know, just do your dropper and make your own capsule if you want. But you can apply it to your feet, down your spine. It's gonna help with fever. It's good for viral infections and allergies too. As we're rolling into, why, I'd love to know why my thing does this, but so we go from you know, the flu season, and we're going into the allergy season. So now we've got allergy season affecting us at the same time as we're going to get this COVID-19 coming in. That's where I think there could be some more struggles. So let's help those with allergies. Of course, to toss out there, reminder of allergies, you got your tri-E's, lemon, lavender, and peppermint, but also don't forget about your blue tansy either. And then of course this yarrow would be another good one for allergies. So, and then the other thing to think about with the yarrow, we got to think about the ridding of the viruses and getting things out of our bodies. I think of the sluggish livers, right? And so yarrow, along with that copaiba I'll talk about here, are really good for sluggish livers or liver toxicity. And then of course, making sure your stomach and your intestines are clearing. And then too, it's good for, you know, a lot of times you have muscle tightening and spasms and respiratory spasms. Okay, you think about that too. We've got, this is a respiratory virus that could be going around, right? So that could help with that. And then I threw in there blood sugar imbalance. The big thing, and I don't know if anybody else has ever noticed this, but when I am about to get sick, or I think I'm getting sick, right before that, I notice my sugar cravings and I am hungry. I don't know if anybody else gets that way, but I am so hungry. And when I'm so hungry, I know my body is about to take on a virus, because that candida, the yeast, everything just wants fed, and that virus and everything wants fed in my body. Okay. So if you feed it, okay, you can either feed the virus or feed the parasite or feed the candida, or you can starve it. Choose to starve it. And I know there's several doing advocates doing some great education on diets and things that you should do. You know, eating plants, okay? Your plant-based foods, your fruits and your veggies, and loading up on those versus your inflammatory foods like your meats and heavy things that are hard to digest, okay? So focus on that fresh food and fruits and vegetables. I would do more berries and things versus, you know, things that are packed full of sugar like oranges. Though vitamin C is being found to be very, very good for this, but I don't know if I would push oranges per se. I would definitely supplement with some vitamin C too. Okay, so then oregano, we know. Okay, I lost it again. Sorry, am I back?
You're back.
Okay. Sorry, I screens and didn't mean to. Oregano used internally is key. Again, it's going to kill some parasites in there. It's really good for warts. I don't know if you guys realize this, but warts are actually a sign of, or it could lead to diabetes. And a lot of times diabetes comes from a virus, I believe, that attacks the pancreas. So type 1, like the virus attacks the pancreas, and then it shuts that kind of all down. So with that being said, Oregano is going to, you're going to go from obstinate to unattached. So it's going to detach all of these like parasitic type things. And then also, since this is respiratory related, it's going to take care of like the secondary infection. I would say, I'd venture to say more people that die of the quote flu actually die from a secondary bacterial infection. But it's called, you know, no, it was from the flu. No, it's usually a bacterial infection, a secondary infection that actually ends up getting someone. So we need to fight against this. So oregano, and I don't know if you guys realize, but OnGuard Plus soft gels actually have oregano, black pepper, and melissa added to them. That's why they're off the shelves, okay? So, you know, of course, if you have a UTI, your immune system tax, you got to take care of that. Candida yeast, and then it actually is a killer against tuberculosis. I don't know if you guys realize that. So I thought that was interesting. Clove oil has an ORC score or antioxidant power of 1,078,000. This is much higher than a blueberry, right? So we got to detox. If you detox the bad out, you're less likely to hold on to things. Also great liver support, virus and colds. Of course, it's all good for all of that. You go from dominated to supported when you use clove. And that's emotionally, but again, get these internally, you guys. Clove, what I love is clove and ginger and thyme oil are all in your Exi Omega. So what do you need to do? Take your Life on Vitality, okay? Keep on that Life on Vitality, load up on it, maybe up your amount of Exi Omegas. I take 6 to 9 Exi Omegas every single day, okay? Get the omegas, up those omegas big time. I take usually 3 in the morning, 3 at bedtime, and if I can get the other 3 in during the day, I do. Okay. Ginger is going to help you reduce inflammation in the body. Reducing inflammation, of course, is going to be less likely to, you know, take on whatever could be ailing it. You're going to have a digestive stimulant there. It's me again. Okay, so ginger is going to help get that out of that virus out of the body quicker, because it's going to help with the congestion. You're going to get that digestive stimulant to help it exit out. Also, sinus issues, laryngitis, cold flu, sore. I think that so ginger is another great one. Okay. More oils. Okay, copaiba. This was on Dr. Hill's list. So copaiba, I don't know if you guys have learned this, but copaiba, when you add it to any other oil, it's going to enhance other oils' powers. Kind of like that frankincense we got and we love. So and also Dr. Hill mentioned it works on the endocannabinoid system. Now I'm going to have to do some more research on how that's all intertwined. But in other words, if that's working well, and it can get to the other places, then it's going to support so much more. But copaiba itself is good for respiratory issues, sore throat, tonsils, autoimmune disorders, good for cancer. So we got to think about those that have their immune system taxed right now, our cancer patients and our autoimmune patients. And then too, you know, anybody that's got fungal issues already, bacterial issues, of course it goes against the viral stuff. That's what we're talking about. Liver toxicity. Anybody has fatty liver, those people would be another group of people concerning, you know, when a virus hits, because their liver's not getting rid of things well. So what I've done for fatty liver is my zendocrines and my copaiba to help them get that fatty liver taken care of so things can start exiting. Those people would be another group of people I would worry about. I know the medical community would never look at them as like high risk for something like this, but I think anybody that has that sort of liver toxicity, or, you know, like the autoimmune and the cancer stuff, they've got something backed up where things cannot exit the body well. And then of course it comes the hard way. How do toxins leave the hard way? Respiratory system and the skin. What does the cold and flu do? You get a cough, maybe get, sometimes, you know, with different viruses, you get rashes, and that's why. Let's see here. Tangerine is a powerful antioxidant. This is another one Dr. Hill recommended. The limonene is supposed to be really good. to help clear things out. It's going to boost your immune system. It's going to give you cellular protection. Okay, I'm back. So tangerine, it's really good antioxidant. It's good for limonene. It's protect cells. Like the OnGuard. Do not kill viruses here. As soon as we get to the bottom of this list, I forgot to explain that. But again, it's going to protect the cell so that way the virus can't take hold. Okay, so getting your tangerine on a regular basis is very smart. Digestive elimination, parasites, congestion, cough. So we know citrus oils are all cleansing, and so if you clear that out, you clear, the better, you know, it's going to exit the body. So you go from oppressed to restored. And then grapefruit, again, go back to that sugar craving, don't feed the virus, cleanse, clear, detoxify. It's got the limonene in it there again, and lymphatic and kidney. So we talked about the liver, but what about the kidneys? So grapefruit's going to work on that great kidney detoxing and that gallbladder support. You're going to go from divided to validated. And then we all know OnGuard, 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 load up on it. It's got the cinnamon, it's got the wild orange, it's got the eucalyptus, it's got the rosemary, all of those that are just bombarding those viruses and well, I can't say bombarding the virus, protecting ourselves as the viruses are trying to bombard our bodies. Okay. All right. So then see what my other slide says here. Okay, so OnGuard. So let's talk about viruses. So viruses, whenever we come in contact with them, did you know like essential oils cannot kill viruses? This was total new information. There was conversation on the Diamond Club page, and I was like asking tons of questions. And I was like, what do you mean they don't kill? I've been trying to explain this wrong for 5-6 years. So, you know, even diamonds, we make mistakes because we don't fully understand the science, right? Because I'm not clinical. I'm, you know, as marketing director of a hospital, not an RN, okay? So being said, what essential oils do though, is they protect. This is why we have got to go out and do our job, which is to educate people on prevention, okay? So we can prevent by protecting the cells, boosting the immune system, making sure people are having the right diets, they're not using toxic filled chemicals or whatever on them, on their bodies, and boosting their immune systems that way. Does that make sense? Yes? Yeah? Okay. So then OnGuard alternatives. Okay, so because we're out of OnGuard soft gels, it is good. Because of the coating on OnGuard soft gels, it's going to get systemically inside the body. That's why we love doTERRA's soft gels. So to go with the DDR Prime soft gels are great. It's going to help detox and, you know, fight against those viruses. The GX Assist, I didn't write this on there, but GX Assist is good for the parasites. It's got the oregano in there. I use that as my natural antibiotic. So if you think you're getting a secondary infection, get your GX Assist, okay? And then, of course, don't forget about our lovely Boyd Truman Symphony of the Cells protocols. The infectious disease one, the lymphatic and respiratory would probably be my top ones that I turn to when it comes to, you know, viruses and things that could be attacking the body. The other one would be Emobic, would be another one. And of course, basics for the kids, always doing that one just as preventative is not a bad idea either. And then anti-inflammatories. So if you got someone that has severe inflammation going on, start working on them, because if you can get their inflammation down, you know, then they're less likely to have issues too. And then of course, lifestyle hacks. We got to reduce our toxic load. What kind of lifestyle hacks do you guys know? Of course, we got our OnGuard concentrate cleaners. You've got all of our shampoo, our conditioner, our body wash, all of those things. You guys know what to teach when it comes to those things. We just have got to go out there and do our jobs and explain to people the importance of reducing their toxic load and not bombarding their homes with Lysol and bleach. for the love, we have got to let people know that Lysol is a pesticide. Don't go spraying it around your sick family members, okay? Don't go eating off of counters and been wiped down with Lysol and bleach. Don't do it, okay? We've got wonderful cleaners we can, and then using like vinegar and apple cider vinegar. I know a naturopath. He dumps, like, he's got apple cider vinegar in his shower, and he dumps it on, he's bald, on his head or whatever, and he says it's really good for the skin, and it kills viruses and all of that. And just think, you're cleaning your shower with it at the same time. Fabulous. So you get skin cleaner and a detoxifier. So that's kind of what I got. There's a few other things that are not oil related. Like I've got liquid chlorophyll. Hold on. Silver water is good. So we do silver drops, and I've been doing like a little capsule of the apple cider vinegar also. So what I take is like a big glass of water, fill it up, take just a capful of my apple cider vinegar and put it in the water. And then I've been doing like the elderberry syrup, just taking a teaspoon of it and dumping it in there, and then putting a drop of lemon oil and OnGuard, a few drops of those in it, stir it up, and drinking that every morning. And then they say to do that again at night, and that is a great cleanse. So you can do some cleansing and clearing, but at the same time, you're getting that vinegar in there, and it's like supporting your body along with the oils, and just making sure, you know, it's like saying thank you for, you know, clearing all the bad out last night while I was sleeping, detoxing. It just flushes all of that out so well in the morning. So that's what I've got, and I'd love to open it up and be like, hey, everybody else has got some cool ideas, and this is what we're doing, because I think we all.
Yeah, will you stop sharing so we can see everybody again?
Absolutely.
Hello, everybody. I'm actually going to kill the recording here so we can talk just a little more openly if we want to.